What is going on, everyone? How are you doing? I hope you're doing good, because it is good to feel good. I'm currently just sat in a hotel room at Heathrow Airport because I am off on another one of my travels today. Although this time I'm not going alone because I've got some company with me and I've got my mum with me for a change. So this time around we're doing a little trip away to Belgium. This was a treat for my mum's birthday, who turned 60 a few months ago. So are you excited for today?
Yes, I am. Can't wait.
Lovely. So we're just about to head to T5 in just a moment, and I was just saying it's going to be just like old times whenever we used to go to Kuwait and whatnot. But anyway, without further ado, let's go and head to Heathrow. We're just walking on our way to check out the hotel right now, and it feels like we're going for a never-ending corridor. It's like something out of a horror movie, isn't it, Mum?
It's like The Shining.
Yeah. We're about to walk into the two twins. Okay, we are just walking into T5 right now, and Mum's just being flooded back with a whole load of nostalgia.
Load of memories.
We've got so many memories in this departure still, haven't we, Mum?
We have.
Yeah, I always distinctly remember when everyone was here to see us off when we went to Kuwait. Nearly 15 years ago that was.
And we went from what was Carluccio's.
Where that Pretta's over there.
All of our friends and family, and sad day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Say goodbye to everyone.
But then we came back 2 years later.
Got a cat, a Bengal cat.
Yeah, so we miss him, we do.
Died suddenly, didn't he, last year?
Yeah.
4th of February last year.
Yeah, God.
Really sad.
Yeah, but we always have those memories.
Always beautiful little son. I've got the war wounds to you can't see that, but I've got war wounds everywhere from Bengal cat. Oh my god.
I'm taking the risk here, Mum, with my raspberry mojito. Mojito. Okay, we're just sat on the plane. I tell you what feels a tad bit weird. I know this is probably like one of the first times you and I have done trips like this together in a long time, but it actually it feels nice to have someone to speak to for a change on my travels. And yeah, but anyway, we're sat on the flight, window seat as usual, as is tradition, and yeah, I guess we'll be taking off in a short while, and then just before I know it, we'll be in Brussels, and then heading on to Bruges. We've just landed in Brussels, we have. So that was actually a nice, quick and easy flight. That was probably less than an hour. 45 minutes was that?
Yeah.
That was very nice. Anyway, landed in Brussels, and for Belgium, this is country 23 for me. So again, new country. As I mentioned on my travels, I always try to go to at least one new country every year. So keeping that up. And yeah, we're just gonna go reclaim our bags because of it being a full flight. They had to put our bags in the holder there. But anywho, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I think that's good, because you didn't get a gin and tonic on the plane.
No, I didn't.
It was a short haul flight, so it just makes no sense to have like drinks like that on that kind of flight. But anyway, we're gonna go and treat ourselves to a Stella, and then get a train to Bruges. We're off to a good start already. We've just landed and we've got some Stellas. Cheers!
Stella flight, Ollie.
Definitely. To drink with Christine, because Christine is our mate, and when we drink with Christine, she gets it down in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I didn't actually expect you to do it. Alright, so we've done this really nicely. We've just arrived in Bruges. That was a really nice smooth train journey. And the sun's just come out as well. You probably can't see it behind this train, but yeah, that was a nice smooth journey into the city. Anyway, we've got about a 20-minute walk into the centre just to get to our hotel. And then I think when we get to the hotel, we'll just catch our bearings. So I'll see you in a bit. I love how, like, we've only been here less than 15 minutes in Bruges, and already doesn't the city look really picturesque? I was just saying, like, we've been walking through this, we've been here less than 15 minutes already, and I was just saying, doesn't it look really picturesque in Bruges so far? Got a lovely view. Okay, so we've just made it into the hotel. It was a nice little walk into the city, very picturesque and all sorts. And yeah, I'm gonna have a little lie on the bed. I was gonna jump on it, but you know, from previous experience, I think I probably have broken beds once or twice doing that. But yeah, this feels lovely. And we've got not actually checked out the view yet, so let's have a little look-a-rooney at the view-a-rooney. So. Okay, I don't think that's supposed to be like that. Can I get the window open? Can I open the window? There is a really nice view of the street and the people, and Mum's looking out at the people as well. But yeah, you liking it so far, Mum?
Gorgeous, beautiful. Don't like the see-through door to the toilet. That's not great.
The what door?
The see-through door to the toilet.
Can't really
see-through.
It can't really.
If you have the light on, I can tell you now it's see-through.
Oh, yeah, actually now I can see like the outline of the toilet there. That is very off-putting.
It is.
There we go. We got the windows sorted out. There we go. Oh, that is very lovely. I'm going to take my hat off because I don't want that blown away. But yeah, really lovely view. Look how tall that is, and then look how tall Mum is. Stop. Okay, we're out today on the following morning. If anything, we needed just kind of a little bit of a chill down last night after going for food. Yeah, something like that. But anyway, we're out this morning. It's a very lovely morning in Bruges, and we've just been for breakfast. I'll tell you what was quite nice about breakfast is we went to a place called how is it pronounced, Mum? Le Pain Quotidien, or PQs for short. And when we lived in Kuwait, there was a lot of like PQ restaurants that we went to, so just nice to go there for a change. And had some smoked salmon and scrambled eggs, nice bit of protein to start the day. But anyway, we're just having a little bit of a wander about now because about 2 o'clock we're going on a nice little boat tour of the canals in Bruges, so that'll be nice and lovely. But we're just gonna have a nice little wander about, aren't we, Mum?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. Just having a nice little walk for a park right now, and we've come across this really nice cherry blossom tree. And I tell you what I've always thought about is, I know I went to Japan a few years ago, but I've always wanted to go back, and one time I'd love to go is during the spring when it is cherry blossom season. So isn't this lovely? You and your sing songs. I know you've got a habit of doing that, Mum. It's €1 to take the piss. Now that seems counterproductive. Okay, so we're now back at the station but we are just about to do a little the little walking tour.
Little walking tour.
Even though your little legs can't really manage that.
Little legs, little cheeky git.
but then following that up, we've got a what's it called? A little boat trip as well. So it'll be
where Ollie's going to go overboard and enjoy some free wild swimming.
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
Baldwin was sent here with one particular mission: build fortifications around this area as the Vikings were raiding the western part of the Frankish realm. The Count received Flanders as his dowry before there was not a Count of Flanders. He was married with one of the daughters of his Frankish emperor, so he received received the County of Flanders as his dowry. He was not he was not a nobleman from birth. He was a very skillful warrior. And the legend says that deep down, the emperor was hoping that the Vikings would kill Baldwin so he could remarry his daughter, this time with a nobleman. And here we are, more than 1,000 years later. Bruges became the cradle of the Flemish civilization, the first Flemish city. Now, of course, Flanders is no longer a county, but it's one of the 3 federal regions of Belgium.
Swan!
We have to go back to the year 1482, when the Duchess Mary of Burgundy had a horse accident while she was hunting. She was a lady of the Netherlands, and well, she fell from her horse, she broke her back, a few days after, she died. So now we had a new lord of the Netherlands, Philip the Handsome. And it's not a coincidence that the Lancaster family has always been represented in their coat of arms with an animal with a long neck. You just guess. Swans have a long neck. He ordered the Imperial Army to be with them 52 swans. And that's how, 500 years later, the city has 325 swans. They are considered citizens of Bruges, not like the swans of London, for example. Those are owned by the royal family in England. Here not. Here they are part of the city. Beer with something between 5 and 6% of alcohol only.
Ooh.
So it's nice for a sunny day like this. It's quite refreshing. But then they also produce a hard stuff here. Straffe Henry, like a real ruler. That literally means strong Henry in Dutch. And these beers are known for being triple or quadruple, meaning that they have been under 3 or 4 processes of fermentation. They are quite strong. A triple beer can have between 10 and 12% of alcohol. A quadruple beer even more, between 12 and 14% of alcohol. So if you want to try a triple beer, take it easy. Drink it like the Belgians do, like if it was a glass of wine, you know, sip by sip, chatting with your companion for 20 minutes. Because if you chug it like a gold pilsner in a sunny day, it will immediately kick. It's very strong.
I don't know if it's just myself who's noticed this, but I feel like Bruges so far is just like very Assassin's Creed coded. Like you could just do all sorts of like parkour or something. So I guess if Ubisoft are watching this and you fancy doing an Assassin's Creed game in Bruges, here you go. You've got all this influence to go with you. Alright, we're just about to do a little canal tour, so let's get on the boat. Alright, we've just sat down, we've just finished our little walking and boat tour. Did you enjoy that, Mum?
Oh, it was absolutely brilliant. Really, really, really enjoyed it. One of the most beautiful places I've ever been. It's an absolutely stunning place.
I learned more today than probably I ever knew about Bruges, so that's why I like these little tours, and you get to know there's a little bit more of history there. But anyway, we're sat down, we're going to have some nice food. I don't know what we're having, although there are some choices on this menu that will include a Leffe Brown, so I can't say no to that.
It's made with Leffe Brown.
Yeah.
It's not a Leffe Brown to drink.
Oh, well in that case I'll still have a Leffe Brown. Oh, we're about to dish in. That looks nice. We've got a beef stew. What have you got there, Mum?
I've got goat cheese salad with walnuts.
Nice. And we've got some fries as well. This should be lovely. Oh, Mum, can I pet that dog?
It's a wolf.
Like my tattoo that I've got on my arm.
The wolf. It's the wolf.
That's a big boy. So we got back to the hotel last night. I think we were just really tired from all the walking and everything we did yesterday. But anyway, what I am doing today is me and my mum have gone our separate ways. We're kind of doing things during the day and we're going to meet up some point in the afternoon. But I tell you what I am going to do. I'm going to climb the Belfort. So on the guide yesterday we were being told that I think it's about 336 steps at the top. There's some really lovely views of Bruges from up there. So yeah, I'm going to go crack on with that. I think it's about 15 euros to get in. So yeah, let's go in. Let's climb. Okay, change of plan. When I was just booking tickets there, there's no availability for just coming up to 12 o'clock. So what I've decided to do later is I'll do it later because I've got a ticket for about 5 o'clock. So yeah, I'll be climbing up there later. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is just I'm going to have a wander about in Bruges, see what's what, see some bits I might not have seen yet, and have a good time doing so. I mean, technically speaking, I've just been to the Belfort and I've just revisited it in Lego. So I think later I'll be climbing up there somewhere thereabouts. I think this is quite cool. Anyway, where I am right now is I'm in this brick store. It's not officially a Lego store, but it's got all sorts of Lego things they're selling, and I think to myself how cool this is. And I don't really talk about it much on this channel, but I'm a big Lego nerd. I'm not gonna lie. I'm building my own stuff in the background when I'm not filming videos, but yeah, love a good bit of Lego. Just looking at that roundabout there, and I've noticed all those flags are amongst there, all the nations within the EU, and it's nice to think we used to be part of that. Happier times, I guess. I was saying this to my mum yesterday, and I was saying how I've noticed in some cases there's a lot of European cities that tend to have a very similar aesthetic in terms of layout and in terms of where things are placed in the city. And obviously back in hundreds to thousands of years ago, a lot of cities were controlled by the church. So obviously religion was a big factor back in the day, and I guess the church would be the epicenter of your city, and then obviously in the last few hundred years where whether obviously the monarchy still reigns or whether it's a republic or something, then obviously the city has takes on a shape of its own, you could say. Okay, I've had a few hours to kill here in Bruges. That's the film that is, by the way, in Bruges, starring Ray Fiennes. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. If anything, me and my mum went ahead of a little bit of a rest back at the hotel. We're a bit tired from yesterday. But anyway, it's coming close to 5 o'clock now, and I'm gonna do what I set out to do, and that is climb the Belfort. I think it's about 336 steps to the top, and yeah, let's have a little crack at that. Okay, we are making a start. Think of it as if you've got one of those big staircases to climb when you're on the tube. Just looking at some of the history here already. So the privileges or the city charters of Bruges were held in these very chests, and that was all the way from the 13th century onwards. So statistically speaking, they're probably still in there. Made it to the top of the tower. Oh, wow, look at that. It's a nice, decent view from up here. Okay, I've just made it to the top of the tower of the Belfort, and crikey me, I tell you what, from up here you got some really lovely views of Bruges. Views of Bruges. That's what we've come to see. Oh, it's incredible. One thing I was just thinking of when I was climbing up here was that whole, oh my words, we'll have a look. Of course we'll have a look. tell you what, it's incredible to think this has been standing since the 13th century. You know, which, if you think about it, is taller than a lot of buildings that are standing today. So, yeah, it's just incredible to really comprehend. And look at all those big bells. Ding dong. And now the fun part's out of the way, it's now time for the tricky part. Is Ollie gonna fall down these stairs? Continue watching to find out. So one thing that I forgot to mention as I was coming up here was this is the drum room. So at the moment it's currently undergoing maintenance, so that's why you're not going to be able to hear the bells outside. But yeah, still, it's an incredible contraption this is. Okay, Ollie's managing nice and fine as he's walking down these stairs. But although saying that, one simple misstep and everything goes wrong. Okay, so we have conquered the tower. I was all the way up there just a few minutes ago, and then now I'm down back here. Anyway, I've just reunited with Mum, I have, and I think we're gonna go find some food for our last little feast before we head home tomorrow. We've sat down for our last little supper here in Bruges. Mum's got some nachos, some sweet potato fries, and I've gone for exactly what I went for yesterday. A nice stew with some fries. This should be lovely. Oh, little Mum. I tell you what, you just walking along there, Mum, you look tiny. You just look tiny. Oh, she's so short. Right, we are checking out, and
I'm moving out today. Right, ready?
Yeah, of course. I'm not quite sure where she gets this habit of just like going at the sing song. But anyway, we're checking out the hotel. We're gonna go for one last little stroll, and then we're gonna make our way to the train station to then head back to Brussels. Should we go on one last tour of the canal, Mum?
Yeah.
Yeah. Although we probably don't have the time for it. But anyway, at least we can have a casual stroll making it to the train station. I don't know why, but whenever I see daffodils, I'm always just inclined to say it in a West Country accent. Daffodils. Look at all those daffodils. Okay, we've just made it to the train station. Mum, just stand still for a sec.
Right.
Yeah, I've just noticed. With that in the background, you're in a stationary position. Okay, we've just made it back to the airport in Brussels now. Ready to go home, Mum?
Yeah, right we are.
Yeah.
Knackered. Knackered.
Knackered. Funnily enough, I do say knackered myself sometimes. Anyway, we've only got hand luggage, so we've only just got to get to our gate now. So, which thankfully, well, let's check on the board over there. I don't want to state the obvious, Mum, but it's right there, in plain sight. And just like that, we're sat down on the plane. You ready to go home, Mum? You ready?
Yeah, I just wish I could teleport myself back.
I'm sure we all would wish that, but then the aviation industry would go out of business.
True.
But anywho, we sat down. I'm like an hour whenever I say anywho. Anyway, we're sat down on the flight now. I imagine we'll be taking off shortly. Be back in London, and then a long journey home. I'm sure it'll be fun. This way, Mum. This feels just like old times, doesn't it? Anyway, we are dealing with a lot of fun things at the moment. We're dealing with a train cancellation, which I know I'm trying to sound very upbeat about it, but it's very hard to do that right now. Long story short, our route home is affected by like points failures and whatnot, and there's no guarantee that we'll be able to get on a service later. So anyway, we're gonna get to King's Cross. We're gonna assess the situation from there, and fingers crossed we can get home tonight. So bad news is we weren't able to get the train that we originally booked, the 1818, but the good news is we have managed to find a train and they've been honoured our tickets. So you happy? I share that sentiment, Mum. Anyway, let's go home. There he is, right on cue. Hello. Hold on. Hello. Oh, good to see you.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. Oh, we've just got home and I can hear a certain doodah. Hello, hello, hey, hey. Oh, bless her cotton socks. And so yeah, we are home.
We're home. Flipping tired, but really, really grateful that we managed to get on our trip.
Of
on
course.
Our train from London.
To put into perspective, we could have just easily been staying over in London tonight and heading back tomorrow, but
we didn't want to do that. It feels really weird because we used to live like an hour away, didn't we, from London to Heathrow.
Gonna say that as we were coming through arrivals, because usually someone's there to meet us and whatnot. But
now that we don't live down south, it's like, well, where do we go? There was like nowhere to go.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're so grateful to get the train and be allowed to come on it. And
yeah.
Just tired. We've just come back from Darlington, haven't we?
Yeah, but we're home now. What was you, just kind of thinking back at the trip, Mum? What did you think of it?
I thought it was a really, really beautiful place. Bruges is absolutely stunning. It is, and well worth going for the trip. It's very touristy, so you've got to be,
on the
respectful
lookout
of the other crowds and stuff like that. There's a lot of people there. Be mindful of them all. But you can kind of do your own thing as well. It's very green. It's very peaceful. You feel safe there, don't you? It was really
definitely
lovely. Yeah, we had a lovely hotel. It was really nice, and Ollie liked our little trips we do. And we had our little twin room, didn't we? It was nice.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Yeah,
So,
it was lovely.
So overall, did you enjoy your... Hello, Terry.
Hello, baby.
Oh, bless her. So overall, did you enjoy your 60th birthday present?
I really did. I had a lovely, lovely time. Normally we'd partake, when being in Bruges, being in Belgium, you would have like a lot of like Belgian beer or a Belgian, chocolates. We went in pursuit of Belgian buns, but of course they don't exist. No. They are a figment of the imagination of the British people, specifically the English, have made it up. There's no such thing as a Belgian bun created in Belgium. It's all probably via Greggs,
Probably is.
But it was a lovely, lovely place, and I think if we'd had enough time, we might have gone into Brussels to the European Court, like the Parliament place, but we weren't that fussed. There was just enough to see, wasn't in Bruges. It was really
beautiful.
Yeah.
And it would have felt redundant as well, because Brexit means Brexit.
Yeah, true, this is true. But it was just such a lovely place to be, and like a lot of the European places as well, with the lovely courtyards and squares and lots of greenery. It was really beautiful. So yeah, loved it. Thank you, Ollie.
You're very welcome, Mum.
Thank you,
guess
darling.
That's all right. And I guess on that note, I'm going to sign off here. It's been a lovely time away. It's been nice to tick off another country as well. And as is per tradition, I will leave you here, but leave you with some advice. That is always to enjoy yourself, stay safe, and make the most of every opportunity that comes your way.
Can I pet that dog?
Thank you for watching, and peace.
Peace.